Oh man, lovely record at number 22, up 2 notches from 24. Saigon Kick, Love is on the Way. Went to number 12 on Billboard's Hot 100. Wonder if anybody remembers that song. And the song that came after that was even more powerful, called All I Want, which didn't do anything. That was in early 1993. Love is on the Way is from the album called The Lizard. It would be their biggest album by Saigon Kick from Miami, Florida. Sold over 500,000 copies, going gold. Ooh, make some money off of that. Royalty checks. Buy a mansion with a jacuzzi, a swimming pool, revolving doors, an escalator, an elevator. I think I read that one of the guys in Metallica actually had an elevator installed in his mansion. Saigon Kick never got quite as big as Metallica, but they had that big hit, Love is on the Way. They're from Miami, Florida. They played the club scenes, as a lot of bands do, and they signed a deal with Third Stone Records in 1990. They put out their first album in 1991, but it didn't do anything. They toured to support the album, but it didn't happen. They got back into the recording studio and they put out The Lizard. They recorded The Lizard, and Love is on the Way. It was their big hit. They struck pay dirt with the record. After The Lizard, they went to Sweden and they recorded another album called Water. But the lead singer of Saigon Kick, Matt Kramer, he quit. He quit the band. He didn't like the direction the band was going stylistically and musically, and there were financial disputes. And things with the band was coming to a boiling point, and Mike Kramer said, F it. I'm getting out of Sweden. Hell, it's too cold up here anyway. I'm going back down to Florida. Still, the group hung together. They came out with about 4 or 5 albums all the way through the 90s. But, I love these statistics here. Water, the album that came after Lizard for Saigon Kick, sold only 70,000 copies. That's a lot of albums, but still, compared to 500,000 copies for The Lizard, that's chunk change. And in 1995, they released an album called Devil in the Detail, and that was without Matt Kramer as lead singer, and that sold only 15,000 copies. And they released the Best of Saigon Kick. That was around 1997. That sold 5,000 copies, and then they came out with 2 albums after that. Didn't sell. But they did leave us with this record, Love is on the Way. But I highly suggest, if you get a listen to Hitline, satellite top 40 station I listened to back in the 90s, they were all over this record called All I Want. That's off The Lizard too. Check that one out too. Here's Love is on the Way by Saigon Kick at number 22.